hasn't betting my league. Saso figure gada. Baby unga hambi.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Nothing But Football. We constantly talking about football, and it might be nothing else. It might not be nothing else, but
It is International Week.
yes, you guys are welcome to another episode. It's International Week, so it's not as exciting as it normally is, but we'll try and make it exciting. It'll be obviously analyzing what's going on in the footballing world and all that other beautiful nonsense. But before we start, I'd like to introduce you guys to my co-hosts. On my close right, Uncle Logosa.
Mm-hmm.
That's good, brother.
Ooh, wee. So good. So good.
I know, so good, brother. And then to my far right, I've got Uncle Curtis. How you doing, baby?
It's all good, dog. I just realized I have a cracked cup. I don't know if my hands are strong or I'm just too sexy. It's one of the two, though. It's one of the two.
No, indeed, man. But yeah, I guess there's been a lot of changes in the football world. It keeps starting the same way, but in the latest edition of changes, we've got Frank Lampard, who's now been snubbed as coach of Aston Villa and both Norwich City, and they have subsequently chosen Dean Smith for Norwich and Steven Gerrard for Aston Villa. Yeah. So yeah, I thought we'd just discuss that. I'm going to leave the other point. Curtis, we were talking about it now, the shots fired. Mm-hmm. I think let's just start with that appointment from Frank Lampard. How do you see that?
The Steven Gerrard one.
Yeah.
Steven
No,
Gerrard.
sorry, not Frank Lampard. Steven Gerrard. How do you see that appointment?
I think that's good for him as Gerrard, right? Because I think he's sort of tried his best to be out of the Premier League to at least learn his trade. You know what I mean? He started coaching with the youth team at Liverpool, a couple of years at Rangers, where he's had time to build, change the team, break Celtic down. So at this point, it's sort of a good chance or whatever in the Premier League. Aston Villa is a good club. Expectations aren't too high, and they've got money. Well, compared to their counterparts in the league, so they'll back him a bit. So I think it's a good.
That Jack Grealish money should do them well. And then Uncle Curtis, I know you brought up something interesting from Steven Gerrard as he was firing some shots at a former manager. I'd like you maybe to just go into a little bit of detail and just let the viewers know basically what happened.
Gerrard was busy saying what I've been saying all this time. How's this man's... He didn't say his name, but how is this man getting jobs with no coaching experience? Whereas like he did his due diligent work, where he stayed away from the cameras, where he was some former players, because they had a decent playing career,
they think they
can walk into a management job and just do well. Well, what the path I took is I was at Liverpool, like Lucas said, coaching over there, get my grassroots, some on the pitch field experience. You could only be talking about Gerrard there.
Yeah.
Lampard, you mean?
Lampard.
Oh,
and
you
then
could talk about a lot.
but it's generally the only player I can think of that did that's English is Lampard. Most other players had us. Rooney. But nobody cares about the championship.
No, actually, wait. Wasn't Rooney...
Southgate at Aston Villa. That's many, boy.
No, but...
No, we're talking about... Do you think he remembers about Southgate from 20 years ago when Southgate was doing well now?
Okay.
It's very few players that you could be aiming your shot at now.
Yeah.
Did Rooney start off as some assistant?
Nah, he went from player to player coach, player manager.
So he's shooting down two guys.
Yeah, but Rooney, nobody cares about the championship, man.
Yeah, true. And Derby's... well, I guess he took the Derby job, because they're struggling financially?
They offered it to him with Rooney.
No, they did, but I think he kind of just took it because it was like a passion project.
No, he was there as a player.
Yeah.
Then he best player coach, and then
like they
then
used
he
to do in the old
retired
days.
and said full-time coach.
Yeah, but I think it also with the Derby County they didn't really have many options because of the fact that they're in a financial struggle. So that's why I say it's kind of a passion project. Like, I can do it then.
Yeah, but then on the appointment of Gerrard, what's the words I'm looking for? Yeah, I don't think he should have taken that job.
Really?
I think he could have learned more 2-3 years at Rangers playing European football, because now you're going to go to Aston Villa. You're not going to sniff any type of European football. It's one of those things of a lot of English managers like to complain that the other English managers are not getting the traditional top 6 jobs as easy. And it's like, of course you wouldn't. You coaching Aston Villa and struggling to get into Europe, and now we must trust you as a new competitor in Europe. Compared to foreign managers, they at Ajax. Ajax is a very big club. They're at Sporting Lisbon. These guys are in Europa League or Champions League. Nah? They might not be winning the competition, but they go up against the best managers that can be, and they learn how European football should be played. If Gerrard stayed at Rangers for another 2-3 seasons, he's either into the Europa League or the Champions League, and he gets an identity of how he wants to play in Europe. Compared to Aston Villa, right now you Sam Allardyce. That's as far as it can go. So you David Moyes on a lucky season to get into the Champions League.
Ouch. I think that's
he's not going to get into the Champions League with Aston Villa.
Well, not this season.
But there'll be another young manager somewhere in Europe who's coaching Bodo Glimt, who does well against Madrid, where they see his tactics of how he used to play in Europe, and you'll be shocked, why did he get the Liverpool job over me? He was struggling with Aston Villa for the past 6 years. And that's the way I view it.
But yeah, for me, I think from an Aston Villa point of view, this is good. Bring in fresh blood. Try see what happens. Dean Smith, I do feel sorry for him because, I mean, if you look at it, last year, for them, he did wonders. So it kind of feels like, it's not that long into the season that you're already now thinking that let's get rid of this guy. But in the same thought, I'm thinking, bro, the game is moving forward. Their only saving grace last season was Jack Grealish being brilliant, kind of tying the team together. Yes, I do understand that there were a lot of factors that came into it. There was a Martinez who came in, a brilliant player. The centre backs found their form. Even the midfield and striking pairings were all working out. So it was kind of a synergy, but it was disrupted by one guy. So I think it was Grealish holding everything together.
I agree with you, it's harsh, no? But it's their 3rd season in the league. What do they expect? So he's getting fired with Aston Villa in 16th position. If they finish there, they've done well for me.
Not with the money they spent. Not with the money they spent.
Where their squad, the composition of their squad or whatever, their 3rd season in the Premier League, you can't have ambitions above 10th.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you on that. But by the beginning of the season, Aston Villa people were feeling themselves, thinking they could get players from Arsenal, thinking they'll finish in the top 10 again. And I sat there and I'm like, where does this confidence come from? Your team, like you say, has achieved nothing. You basically Sheffield United, who finished 7th one season, and then the following season went on to be relegated. That's what happened with Aston Villa. But they lost it a bit longer now, but they need to be very careful about their ambitions. As you're right, 16th, between 10th and 16th. Yeah. It's a good season.
Last season they finished 11th. The season before they finished 17th. Season before that they were in the championship playoff.
But for the amount of money they spent, they got two. I don't know what's the word of it. Cocky, because 30 million on a championship player. He's going to take it right back to the championship.
Only Watkins. Yeah. Oh, you put it in there quite well.
Yeah, you see, I figured there was some hate dropped there. Yeah. Then I thought we'd just move on there. But before that, let me actually ask you guys, because I didn't really hear any verbal confirmation. Steven Gerrard, good signing for them or bad?
Iffy.
So to me, I want to say good, right? But he got given time at Rangers.
Yeah.
The whole situation was perfect for him. Remember, Rangers had come back from their ban. Yeah. The only thing was stop Celtic winning. Celtic took 9 in a row before this man took one back, but he did well to get there.
Yeah.
So probably good in itself. I mean, it's like Brendan Rodgers No, it's not. It's not like Brendan Rodgers. Never mind. There's a lot more pedigree there. I'm just saying from where they're coming from.
No.
But you're taking a manager from Spain.
I get you. Scotland. Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. As in this situation, the closest guy we can think of is a Brendan Rodgers who came from the Scottish League, dominated.
Sure.
I think he went a season unbeaten. I don't think Gerrard pulled off the same feat, but he did well enough.
Yeah.
So I guess you can kind of not really put them on the same pedestal, but if for the sake of comparisons, we can say a Brendan Rodgers.
That's why I say 2-3 more seasons at Rangers would have done him a world of good. Would have seen how competent he is in Europe against different types of manager. Because right now we only have 1 season in Europe where they did okay, and 12 teams in Scotland.
Oh, yeah, it's many seasons in Europe where they failed to qualify and blah, blah, blah. Like,
you see, there's that too, but I'm saying he had 1 season in Europe. It was just okay.
Yeah.
And then you learning your trade against how many other managers? 11 in Scotland.
Yeah.
Because it's a 12-team league. It's like 11 of them.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to say about that. So we'll see over time. But guys, I have a random question to ask. Who do you think is the greatest English manager of the past 20 years? 20 to 30 years.
Great English manager.
Yeah.
Harry Redknapp.
Potion.
I'd have to think about that. I think Harry Redknapp.
Oh, Brendan Rodgers. Sorry.
Is he English? Is he not Welsh?
He's English.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. You, Potion?
Just hold on. I just have to fact check there. He doesn't.
I trust my boy Lucas over there.
Rodgers. What's it? Brendan.
Brendan Rodgers, yeah.
He's North Irish.
What?
Northern Irish, yeah.
Yeah, that takes him out. Brendan Rodgers is no more in the running.
Okay, then it's Harry Redknapp for me.
No, because he's got a funny accent. I always knew, like, he's not here. But I guess he's been adopted.
No.
Then you, Lucas, you, Potion?
You're okay. I'm just thinking now, the great English managers is what? Your Sam Allardyce, your Tony Peerless. Who else? Harry Redknapp would probably be the only no-brainer.
You guys need to put some respect on my boy Steve McLaren's name, man.
No. What makes him the
Didn't
best?
Steve
He's the only one who's won a trophy out of all these English managers in the
Harry
past.
Redknapp has a FA Cup.
He's got a league cup. He's got an actual league competition
with FC 20.
Yeah, they're breaking up the Ajax and PSV Eindhoven and Feyenoord dynasty over there. Goes on to Wolfsburg in Germany and does a decent job. And Harry Redknapp has a FA Cup with who?
Portsmouth
won it. Yeah. Okay. Either way, man.
I still think Harry Redknapp's a better coach than him.
Yeah, you got to put some respect on this. He's won trophies here. He's won trophies.
And I love Steve McLaren. Yeah. He was assistant at United.
I just wanted to throw that. I just wanted to throw
that guy that was standing there with an umbrella watching England fail qualifying against Andorra.
No, didn't they win against Andorra and they lost against Croatia?
Probably.
Yeah.
But I remember he didn't qualify.
No ways, guys. This is bad. I'm just looking. Eddie Howe would probably be considered a.
That's what I was trying to illustrate with that question. Like,
there's a lot of the next great. Graham Potter, the next great. I'm just looking at these names. To the Liverpool guys, I actually apologize. Kenny Dalglish.
Scottish.
Oh wow. Then they've really sold him as a thing.
Liverpool and Scottish players have great history there. Yeah, get history.
But
I was just trying to illustrate a point over there of how terrible the English talent management is. And they always want to complain, why aren't we getting top 4 jobs? Like when it's Harry Redknapp, Steve McLaren, Eddie Howe, and all these guys are
Neil Warnock.
You know I respect Steve McLaren for that. He left England and went to go coach somewhere else and played in Europe. All these other guys are in top 10 clubs hoping to get a top 4 job. It's not happening.
This is actually crazy. Like, I'm just looking at the list of some of these managers and there's no one who kind of stands out. This is very scary. Alan Pardew.
Look, in fairness, because probably that whole list is only the names we're talking about that actually tried overseas, right? And so look, at the end of the day, Premier League is the best league. It's the most competitive. If they did it there, they'd be, you know what I mean? So it's like go down a tier and win that, is what you're saying.
Not even go down a tier. Just try yourself in other leagues. Because we say go down a tier now. But to me, it's not really down. It's down a tier in league position. But you're going up, and like in terms of leagues. But you up your tier in terms of European competition. So you are the better manager if you're putting yourself up against the best in Europe.
In the group stages.
But that's why I say it depends. Do you make it out the group stages?
No, but even some of these other managers we were talking about don't.
They did. Steve McLaren made it out the group stages.
With who?
With FC20.
Okay.
With Wolfsburg in Germany. He made it out the group stages. He was playing against Madrid in them. You putting yourself against the best. When you're in England, you are literally only playing against from 8 to 20. And then you want a top 4 job.
True.
Yeah, okay. This actually says a lot about the English manager in the English game.
They're not that great. There used to be a stage where English managers worked around how many were in Italy and whatever.
But I think, to tell you the truth, once the money came, i.e. in Premier League, it literally just became that we need to get the best in the world. And England doesn't traditionally have the greatest managers. If you actually looking at like some of the great English managers, you'd have to go probably between periods of 60s to 80s.
It's Roy Hodgson who was a decent manager because he went to Inter Milan. Bobby Robson went to Barcelona. But then again, these guys were coaching top clubs at the time. You know, Inter Milan can take a...
But those same guys didn't win anything in England.
But I'll give them more credit for trying outside of the league. Oh, sure. It's like, you know how England started getting better when all the youngsters decided, you know what, I'm going to try and play outside of England. When they realized that. Have you seen how the English talent just looks so much better now than 10 years ago?
Yeah, because they play.
Because they're playing and they're playing in other leagues.
Try to even look for one of our great managers, George Graham. He's Scottish.
England don't have good managers. I do not understand where they get this confidence from. Who won the World Cup from them in 1966?
Alf Ramsey.
Okay, so he is English. I was about to say, I wouldn't be surprised if he's Scotland. Scottish. You got to give it up to... In terms of footballing heritage, Scotland right now is doing better than England in terms of managers.
Oh, sure. 100%.
And then they have Sir Alex Ferguson to thank for that.
Sadly so.
Oh, more.
There's more.
We mentioned,
but you get what I'm saying? They bring the group average up. When you look at England, you are struggling to name decent managers.
Brian Clough.
Brian Clough.
Where is he? He's Scottish, right?
Yeah, he's Scottish, I think.
The one that took Nottingham Forest to European titles.
Oh, yes.
Blah, blah, blah. I think he's Scottish also.
So when you look at English clubs doing well in England and Europe, it's because of a Scottish manager.
Sure.
You know what? Speaking of England, I'd actually like us to talk about the England performances in during FIFA World Cup qualifiers. I thought we'd touch on that, and I think there's some interesting developments that happened during that tournament that we can also get into. Not the tournament, but qualifiers.
Yeah.
And so England went up against San Marino. I think it was yesterday, funny enough. They beat them 10-0. Harry Kane scored 4 goals.
Yeah. And still got substituted in the 60th.
Yes.
Harry Kane is shameless.
And then I think they also played against Albania, if I'm not correct, and they beat them, what was it? Was it 4-0 as well? But my topic is... yes, they beat Albania 5-0. I think Harry Kane got a hat-trick there. I'll start with my first topic. How shameless is your boy, Harry Maguire, for his celebration against Albania? Yes.
Talk shit now.
Yes.
I just scored against Albania.
Because I think the guy who actually brought it up was Roy Keane. He's like, bruh, you're going to do the shouting out all the noise for Albania, bruh. So what's going on? I do understand that he'd just broken the record for, he was on par with most goals scored by a defender.
For England?
Yeah, all time.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong, the number is 7.
No, but still.
But yeah, he's still
That's
there.
in a few caps. How many caps? I don't think that guy's on 80 caps.
Nah, he's not on a lot. I'll
Probably
give
not even 50.
I'll actually check it out because that would be interesting if to see who he's done it against. But yeah, I just wanted to get into that topic.
It's shameless.
From his point of view, what do you think? can you justify it, or do you think this is shameless?
No, from his point of view, he's been pulling up stinkers. He's been told shit. He did something nice. He let the celebration out. Or he let the enjoyment out. Sharp. But the fact that your enjoyment is only coming out against Andorra, come down.
Yeah.
Sure.
So they should be, these performances should be what? Against your traditional...
This should be against France.
Your traditional top 20 even, I can put it that way.
So I look to me, Harry Maguire has had 3-4 bad games since he came back from injury in that Leicester game and effed up. So to me, I'm saying I rate him as a player. I'm saying to me, it's been 4 bad games. But still, it's been 4 bad games against Leicester, Liverpool, Man City, like people you're supposed to have good games against. Don't come here against Andorra.
Yes.
I hear what Kane is saying.
All right.
Andorra, after, where was this against Liverpool?
And then Uncle Curtis, I'm going to switch over to another person since you're an avid fan. Harry Kane.
That man is shameless. That man is shameless. I do not understand what he's doing playing for against Andorra and San Marino. And you know what? In fact, I do know. That man just wants the tally of highest goal scorer ever. You know, those 7 goals over this weekend where it took him to? He's on 48. I don't respect that man. He's got 6 goals against Panama, 7 goals against San Marino, and what? That's 19 goals. I gotta give him... We gotta start counting these goals for European teams that play against Luxembourg and San Marino as 1 goal. 1 goal in 1 game is actually... Or 2 goals is 1 goal. Because nah, my boy. Nah. Like 7 goals. It took him from 41 to 48. Man. To put him second in the all-time goal scorer list. Or fourth, sorry.
Yeah, fourth. Yeah.
Ahead of Jimmy Greaves. I don't know that nigga, but he sounded good. Michael Owen. Okay, he was ahead of Michael Owen already. And puts him 5 off. Okay, 1 behind Gary Lineker. Number 2 is Bobby Charlton with 49. And then it's the man I don't rate so highly either, Wayne Rooney at 53 goals. He's 5 behind Wayne Rooney. Oh, my boy. 1 more World Cup qualifier game against San Marino, and this guy has broken the record.
Yeah.
He's taking penalties instead of giving it to youngsters or something like that to do this. Like, my boy. Dude, he's got 2 penalties against San Marino.
So the news... No,
right.
In all fairness, I hear what you're saying, because the news was he was eager to play against San Marino.
As he should be. There's nothing wrong with that.
Listen, I believe, I think Harry Kane probably has enough power in the England side to decide when he wants to play and when he doesn't want to play.
I feel like this is stat padding.
Sure.
I agree with you as well. But
it definitely is. But let's not act like he's the only one that gets this opportunity.
Nah, I get you. But I feel like this would have been
Do you think Messi's saying, nah, don't play me? Messi scoring 9.
My boy, that's the thing, man. We can't bring Messi into this conversation because all South American teams are at least in the top 50.
No. I hear you. You're saying he's... What was the word you said?
He's shameless.
He's shameless. I'm saying, do you not say Messi wouldn't be shameless in that situation? If Argentina had a friendly against this team...
He's not shameless.
Hey?
I've seen a couple of games where Argentina played like versus Nigeria or something. That nigga's not there. He's not shameless. He's not shameless.
That's even more shameful to me.
It's not. He's like...
No, he's not there because of the opposition. He's there because he doesn't want to travel.
Yes. No, listen. to tell you the truth, I understand what Curtis is saying, because he was not supposed to start that game. It was supposed to be an opportunity for Tammy Abraham, who's been on hot form.
Fuck that nigga.
No, hold on. Tammy Abraham has been on hot form and needs the international experience. This would have been a good game to throw in the Tammy Abrahams. If you look at the amount of debuts that were given, I think, there were a lot of debuts given. You could have rested a Harry Kane.
They rested
yes,
Pickford.
Ramsdale came on.
Oh, you guys are blasting this guy for playing and scoring.
No, for him being shameless. He can play and score all he wants. But that man is just going off the goal tallies. I think he realizes...
But what I'm trying to tell you is that from an international captain's point of view, this would have been a good game for you to sit out this game. Let that guy get his run, his game, his kind of form built up. I understand, yes, it's obviously... No, it's not really.
I even disagree with you on that.
Against San Marino,
you know why I say that? You know why I say that, man? God forbid Harry Kane gets injured 2 months before the World Cup.
Sure.
Now you're playing Tammy Abraham, who doesn't have much international experience. when you could have given him games.
And Andorra would have solved it. He would have been ready for the World Cup because of Andorra.
He would have had games to play. You have some
Against
sort.
Andorra, that
We can't say
confidence.
Confidence. It's confidence that I'm saying.
Confidence. Did you should have seen how Tammy Abraham played when he came on in the beginning. There was a little bit of a lack of confidence because he was playing alongside Harry Kane, who was still forcing to score, by the way, after scoring 4 goals.
Yeah.
You could see stat padding at the most.
So definitely stat padding, right? I agree with you guys there, but shameful or whatever. Shameless.
Okay, no.
Is
Shameless.
crazy,
No.
guys.
Please.
It's crazy.
No.
Because even as a captain, me as a youngster, you playing next to me feels better than you playing next to. I've done more for you as a captain by playing next to you.
For me,
Nah,
the words,
I don't go with
100%.
I don't go with
100%.
that logic.
the words.
Why must I teach you next to how to play next to Aaron Ramsey? I mean, next to Taron Abrams. Tammy Abrahams.
It's a squad game, my boy.
Sure, that guy is not even guaranteed to be in a squad. What have you learned from playing next to that guy? You've learned all the things from playing next to me.
I'm not saying...
Because when you come on, you're going to cross me the ball. So learn how I move. Don't learn how Tammy moves. You'll never cross him again.
No. See,
Tammy actually.
we're not even talking about...
Tammy scored and assisted.
We're not talking about... what's this?
And he gave
watching
Emile
you
Smith
play.
Rowe
Because
a goal.
right now, it's in England. If you're making the England team, you are top quality international who's supposed to be playing for a top 4 club. So don't tell me about watching movements. You should be watching movements at your local club every week.
But I'm saying in an England shirt. It's really, you're talking about the England youngsters getting a chance. Getting a chance and then you said World Cup, Tammy Abraham might have to. No. The likelihood is that if you get minutes, you're going to get minutes next to me. Learn me, not that motherfucker.
No, but you see, again, I'm not even talking about that. It's having a plan B. This is why when you look at France, who
did Mbappe score for against?
Kazakhstan, but
Is he shameless?
Yes, for that game he is.
Okay, as long as it's consistent.
For that game
As
he
long as
is.
it's
But he didn't
consistent,
play in the next game against lesser opposition. But let me finish my point. This is why when you look at France, because they do that squad rotation against lesser the opposition, they're not exactly going to play the top players each time. You have maybe Benzema high goal tally, Giroud high goal tally, Mbappe high goal, like a lot of strikers that are close to hitting 50 international goals, because they had that game time. Compared to England, before it's Harry Kane, Jimmy Greaves. These are guys that retired 20 years ago besides, Wayne Rooney. And that's because England have this thing of, it's 2 things they do. They always take guaranteed bankers to the World Cup even when they're not on form, which is fair. I believe you should do that because if you've been serving England well, you should still be playing irrespective of club form.
Yeah.
And then they're going to go take some who's having a 6-month run of good form and replace him with another player who had decent form but is not as prolific as, let's say, Harry Kane. Yeah. And then they get surprised when a player gets injured over there. You're playing with a player who hasn't played international games, doesn't have much experience, because we can say it's Albania. But then the nerves of having your debut in the England shirt, it's gone.
Okay.
Compared to if you don't play. Because if he doesn't play against Albania, who's he playing against? You're going to bring him in against France. It's going to be a different type of game over there. I'm not saying he shouldn't have played one, but both games, shameless. San Marino and Albania back to back.
No way.
Shameless.
No ways.
Shameless.
He's shameless for choosing to play and score goals. I commend him for it.
For the team, towards the team effort. Nah.
I won't say.
I don't think he took away anything from the team.
I won't say shameless. Shameless is a little bit of a strong word, but I think this would have been a great leadership move to realize, hey, bro.
Why?
Eh?
Why?
Harry Kane.
To see other players play in that position. To see other players, if they can cope in the system without you. You're not going to be the star man 24/7. If you get injured, your team is screwed because they don't know how to play without you.
It would be wrong to compare him to the older guys, i.e. Messi and Ronaldo, in those situations where we do know of sometimes where Ronaldo will choose to sit out of games, which he has done
in his late 30s. At 28, that nigga missed nothing.
No, I'm talking about now as a captain.
Yeah.
Yes. We do know that Ronaldo he can play all these games. But there have been moments where he decides, you know what? I know what it takes to get to the final. I'm not going to be playing all the time. I need the guy behind me to also be able to come on and do something. But if I'm constantly, trying to build up my stats. Yes, he has done it against Luxembourg and all that stuff. But there are times where he does rest against the smaller sides.
So let me ask you, and we can use Ronaldo, but
I'll even say Messi as well. I'm sure it's a shame that from our point of view, Copa America plays at different time zones.
Yeah,
at a
but
different time.
most South American teams are generally in the top 50 of football.
That I do understand.
So it's more noble when he plays and chooses to play.
It's a top 50 nation, not number 100. I didn't say it's more noble.
I can go
it's
check.
a top 50 nation versus a team.
No. Listen, I'm not fighting you on
Panama.
that you are right.
Yeah.
I'm
Panama.
saying it's noble because I come to show up against.
It's not because that team is not as bad.
Sharp, but I'm saying there's a game for your country and you played it. You can't hate me for that.
No, again, I'm not saying it's more noble for the other. I'm saying for the other against the team, against professional plumbers, you couldn't take a break.
Fam, Mbappe scored 4. You're like keeping quiet here. Where's Kazakhstan?
Okay, I bet you it's higher than Andorra.
I bet you it's too, but it's shit also. He could have made space for, and there's even more people in France to make space for.
Okay, fine. Then call out Mbappe. Yeah. I'm calling out Harry Kane.
Funny enough, Mbappe, I did watch that game, created a lot of goals for the other guys. For Benzema. No, I'm just giving you an example of that. That, sharp. But Mbappe is also young. I think that might be different. Mbappe is not captain. I think we need to
just want to give Harry Kane.
I didn't say that.
But I get you. It's stat padding, genuinely.
Yes.
But I'm saying he's allowed to. I applaud him for doing it.
Coincidentally, it just so happens Mbappe and Harry Kane are on different levels. If I don't know. Okay, yes. When Ronaldo goes and scores hat-tricks against Luxembourg, I also do kind of side-eye him as well.
You know I do side-eye Ronaldo when he plays, scores a hat-trick against him.
And I fight at that time
yes.
too.
I'm like, okay, nigga, we know what you're doing. This is ultimate stat pattern.
Because, in terms of goal scorer, as lethal as Harry Kane is right now and there, in terms of international football, I will not put him in my top 3 of all-time English strikers.
So just to add to the Harry Kane hate, now Harry Kane this season has got more goals for England than Spurs.
You see, look at that. Of course, who's he stat padding against? 10 goals.
But do you see what I mean? As in, like, dude, this look like okay. Hey, bruh, I haven't been doing so well this league. In the league,
get my confidence.
Let me go get my shine. But what does this do for you, bruh? Like, at the end of the day, what does this do for you? Because we know what's going to happen. You're going to go back to the league and it's going to be same old, same old.
Same old is 20 goals for him.
Eh?
This is
what I'm talking about.
Same old for this season.
Oh, sure.
And case in point,
the guy shouldn't have even been in that game. That guy should have gone back to Spurs and said, bruh, I need to go hear what Conte has to say. I need to go hear what he has to say. Remember when Ronaldo left? When he just got signed by Man United, played one game, the other one is like, guys, I have to go sort out my matters
against Qatar.
Yes, I have to go solve my matters at home. You see, friendly against Qatar, and Qatar's hosting, and Qatar's actually pretty decent. But you realize there's a bigger picture, and that I think maybe we're not finding the right words. But the fact that Harry Kane doesn't see the bigger picture.
Okay, I'll drop the word shameless.
Which is what?
Yeah?
Which is what?
Okay, number one, the fact that there's guys coming behind him.
They suck.
Hey? Tammy
They
Abraham.
suck because they're not getting game time.
Okay,
That's why they suck.
No, listen. Tammy Abraham.
At international level, yes.
So Tammy Abraham this season has actually done quite well at Roma because he decided to leave Chelsea. And now he's kind of, I wouldn't say a different player, but, he's got some hope in him. It would have been nice for Harry Kane. Notice I used nice, but I don't say man.
I hear you.
For him to say, you know what, bruh? I jammed. I scored my hat-trick. You go, my boy.
So tell me, would you want when the time the World Cup comes, would you want a confident Harry Kane or a confident Abraham?
Obviously a confident Harry Kane.
He just took 4 goals. That adds to his confidence. You're
go
fighting
build,
the white.
He must go build the confidence at club level.
I'm saying he must do both. He's done one.
You know why I say that, man? It does nothing, man, because previous international break he scored, went back to Spurs, played like nonsense.
Sure.
Man, this time, fine, he scored 7 goals. If this man doesn't score 1 goal this weekend, It did nothing.
Why is this week in the measure? That's your measure. That's
fine,
what
next
you
weekend.
will rate
Fine,
him
for
as.
how many weeks are you going to give
Listen.
him? How many weeks are you going to give him to score?
Until what? He's a quality player to me. If I'm England manager, I'm still picking. He can score nothing until the end of the season. He starts
Here's my
90
point number
minutes.
2. New coach. This is your time to get to familiarize yourself with
Don't you think the coach is happy you're coming back confident?
You know what's the thing, nah? Lucas.
Maybe.
Lucas, now you say you the coach, nah, and you'll be happy that he's doing well for international level, nah?
Yeah.
That would go against Gareth Southgate's principles. I'm telling you now.
Oh.
If he goes back to Spurs, nah, and he's not working as hard as Conte wants him to work, nah, and he doesn't score, and towards the end of next season, nah, he's not playing in the Spurs team. Gareth Southgate is, if you're not playing for your club, you're not in my team. That'll put him into contradiction with that. So he should go to Spurs, work hard on getting form again, because that's where his problem is. Nobody ever questioned his England international experience and stuff. Nobody said, "Oh, he's playing dreadful for England." Everybody's been saying,
Shame, I'll give him that. He does pull up.
It's Spurs. Yeah. He pulls up against Panama and San Marino.
No. I'm saying from a captain's point of view, he does pull up. So I think that's.
I don't even know, but let me get off Harry Kane, because that man has like 13 goals against San Marino, Panama, and Albania. And I'm not taking that striker seriously.
Mbappe scored 4 against Kazakhstan.
When's the last time Mbappe played Kazakhstan?
Hey? How many times he's going to play? He's going to play them all the time.
I was actually going to say, gents, I think let's take a break, get ourselves sorted with whatever beverages and whatnot. It's still quite a bit of international football to analyze. We're not going to go through every game. We're kind of just going to go through the qualifications, I guess, just to see how everything is developing. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching part 1. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And also make sure you do catch part 2. I can't guarantee what we're going to talk about. It could be a lot of arguing, but yeah, it will be fun. But yeah, guys, thank you for joining us in this part 1, and see you in part 2.
I will.